quality would stop being so bad I could be able to see, but I ain't on here. There we go. Okay, that's good enough for right now.
Stop number 4 on the Dr. Pepper Xfinity Series brings us to Atlanta Motor Speedway, the old Atlanta, back to here where Kyle had his Cup race, and so we decided to stick with this version. They but it took a while to to do some painting on the walls though, but we are here for today's race, and I'm with Kyle Matthews along with Johnny Gardner, the driver of the number 44 Penrose Oldsmobile, and so what do you guys expect for this race here today?
It should be exciting, should be competitive,
Agreed.
a lot like yesterday's race. In yesterday's race, we saw lap traffic wreak havoc among the leaders late in the race. Hopefully that doesn't happen today, but we'll see what happens.
Exactly. What about you, Johnny?
Right. Probably a lot of excitement and a lot of possibly three-wide racing, though.
And this track has been known for some very, very good racing here. So let's get the points coming into this race. Joshua Osborne, by virtue of his win at Las Vegas, leads the points by 1 over Jeffrey Fenguy and by 2 over Jessica Shelton, the third in place in the points. Dalton Day is fourth, 4 points back, and 8 points back in fifth is Grayson Acabito. In the points in the number 5 spot, then Levi McIntyre, JT Bryant, Luke Walker, Zach Rogers, and Kev Shearer round up the top 10 for the points into this event. So the starting line for this event, on the pole at 185 miles an hour, is Robbie Bogues, number 17 Western Auto Chevrolet, and he'll be alongside Jeffrey Fenguy, the number 92 Stanley Tools Chevrolet. Then it's Leah Walker in an unsponsored Oldsmobile having the inside of the second row, and beside her will be number 52 AC Delco Chevrolet of Seth Cole for NRSL Motorsports. Joshua Osborne, a winner at Las Vegas in an Escape Nestea Pontiac number 63. Beside him, Cody Lamas, Boom Confetti himself, the number 72 Detroit Gasket Oldsmobile. Then it's Linda Acabito in the number 9 FDP Brakes Chevrolet. Beside her will be not Tony Green, but Kayla Smith, the number 6 Roses Buick, as the outside. Then we got Tony Green, the French's Mustard Black Flag Insect Repellent. Don't try all that in one combo. Number 43 Pontiac for Richard Petty Motorsports. Beside him will be the number 20 Phenolube Chevrolet of Marty Johnson, a good, one of the top up-and-comers in our so far. Mike Becker, the winner at Daytona, the number 60 Winn-Dixie Ford, has the inside of the next row. Beside him, the number 31 Channel Lock Oldsmobile of Nick Pericles has the outside. Then it's number 4 Kodak Film Chevrolet of Stephanie Gardner, and beside her the number 75 Food Country Oldsmobile of Kev Shearer. He's alongside. Then it's Austin LaPlante, the number 24 Pepsi Chevrolet, driving for Hendrick Jeff Gordon Motorsports. Beside him, the number 59 Alliance Truck Parts Chevrolet. It is Dougie Shears. Super Shears has the outside. Zach Flickinger, the number 21 Cheerwine Chevrolet, or Ford, driving for Morgan Shepherd as the inside of the next row, and beside him, Zach Rogers, the GM Goodwrench Chevrolet, car number 3. Then it's Blaine Sexton, the number 49 Foray Racing Buick, and beside him, the number 7 Skull Bandit Buick of Grayson Acabito, driving for Harry Gant. He's alongside. Peyton Beasley, another up-and-comer in NR, has the inside of the next row in the Exxon Chevrolet, car number 15, and beside him or her, I don't know which one it is, it's Dalton Day, the number 25 Oldsmobile, driving for Don Beverly. If you don't know who he is, he's actually an NHRA Pro Stock racer back in the 80s, as a matter of fact. Joshua Balkowitz has the inside of the next row, the Luxair Air Conditioning Ford, number 55. Beside him, the number 40 Purex style Ford for Doug Taylor Motorsports. It's Jonathan Zorlin has the outside. Dylan Young, the number 2 DuPont Chevrolet, has the inside of the next row, and beside him is the number 14 MW Windows Chevrolet of Benjamin Miles, an NRSL regular. Luke Walker, number 5 Innkeeper Buick, and Jessica Shelton, the number 11 Budweiser Ford, has the outside, the winner of the Cup race. And here comes the command to fire them up.
Drivers, start your
Command's been given to fire the engines. Jessica Shelton, the winner of the Cup race in the Dr. Pepper Cup Series, and looks for a weekend sweep. And let's see if she'll get it today or not. We'll find out in 33 laps.
As everybody, you're probably noticing a much different picture here. First race for the Dr. Pepper Xfinity Series on Fraps, and it'll be like that for the rest of the season.
Let's hope so.
Courtesy of my help, correct?
Oh, yeah. And the first time on Fraps, you'll hear V6 engine sounds instead of the traditional V8s. Pace car ducks off on the pit road. The field of 41 strong will lines up. Flagman about to get the green flag, and they did it. We're racing in Atlanta. Robbie Bogues, car 17, out in front. He has the early advantage. Leia Walker goes into second. Joshua Osborne up to third. Jeffrey Bengay, the outside poster, didn't quite get a good jump.
No, it looks like the outside lane may not be the way to go, though, early on.
That's how it usually is at most tracks, and Robbie Bogue's able to hang on to the lead right now. He's going to lead lap number 1.
And you're going to see it, and usually in real life, drafting does not play an important part, though, but it does in NR, and Joshua Osborne proving that with the help of Linda Acabito in number 9 car, as he brings his Pontiac out to the front. That's where we left him at Las Vegas the last race in the tour, out in front, and was able to hold off a snarling pack of cars. Now Acabito goes inside, and she'll try to make the move to the inside to take the number 1 spot.
And not quite.
Osborne got a good run on the outside. He's going to lead that lap.
Exactly right. On board with Linda Acabito, carrying one of our in-car cameras today. For those of you new to this kind of sound, though, 2 cylinders do indeed make a difference.
Exactly.
Taking it through the field here, Robbie Bogues, our old pulsator, they're staying nicely on the outside. Tony Green moving his way through the field. Mike Becker in a 60 car. With the help of Stephanie Gardner, Kev Shearer, who comes in 10th in the points chase. Moving his way up to the top 10 at the moment. The 75 car, and there's 24, Austin LaPlante, the winner at Rockingham. Acquired sponsorship after his great run there.
In a manufacturer change, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he had a Ford and he won at Rockingham, and then caught the attention of Hendrick Motorsports and Jeff Gordon and said, we'll put you in our car for the rest of the season. And guess what? Up in the top 10 right now. And Mike Becker trying to move inside of Tony Green for the second position. Right now, Joshua Osborne been now stuck on the outside of the track. Seth Cole, the Daytona 500 champion in the Dr. Pepper Cup Series and president of the NRSL, looking pretty strong right now, up in 12th position at the moment, as the pack starts to break up just a little bit down up in the middle of the pack.
Just a little bit, but not too bad.
Keith Batson, car 28, middle of the pack, running 21st. He's moved up through the field a little bit after starting back in the back. And he also has another one in-car camera, so that's what's looking right along in the draft at 180 miles an hour.
Two lines here. Looks like basically how they look on the start here. They're just going much faster.
Yeah.
A 185 mile an hour pace lap, where in Batson's case 188 miles an hour that time by. Running a little bit faster in traffic, considering he qualified at 185, and that's a little bit faster in the draft, obviously.
It was the 28 car that went to victory lane in the Cup Series race yesterday. Different driver, Jessica Shelton, was aboard that car, but Keith Batson hopes to have the same fortune here with that number.
And that is not a Robert Yates piece, by the way. That's an Ernie Irvin car he's driving, too. Here, whereas Shelton's car was owned by Yates Racing. Johnny Gardner moving up through the field as a pair of Oldsmobiles, he and Nick Pericles. Johnny running up in the 24 spot. I think that might have been 23rd. Now he tries to get a draft off Peyton Beasley in the 15 and beat
Gardner looking to have a much better run than he did yesterday in the Cup Series race. Had a pretty hard crash.
And he's recovered from that, obviously. Running 39th in the points right now, so he hopes to get a good run at least here today. Beasley not too much better. He is 38th in the points coming in.
Well, that's not the first time I've had a savage crash.
No, if you remember my series in Texas in season 13, I believe on the final lap of the race.
Yeah.
The other Luxair car, this one a Chevrolet from Thrash Maniac Racing. Levi McIntyre moving up through the field as well. He's in 28th in the moment, now getting underneath Marty Johnson, the season 15 Daytona 500 winner in my series. And he is running 26th in the moment right now. That Levi, that is, now moved Marty down to 26th and Levi up to 25th. Kat Tellier, who is Batson's teammate for KAB Enterprises, she is in the 27th position.
There, got the Elton Sawyer colors on that number 38.
1994 Ford as she is driving. Henry Samper picking up sponsorship from Harris Teeter on his Ford. You remember Samper started out driving a Buick in the start of the season. And he does have a Buick for a backup car. Dylan Hughes, one of the throwback names back to season 1 in my series. He is running it not too good right now in 33rd. And Zach Rogers moving back in the back. So too is Jonathan Sorlin and Dalton Day. Rogers running 36. He is the winner of the Cup race, I think, at the Vegas, I think, isn't it?
Yes, it was. Yep.
Except not with the Dale Earnhardt cars. He had the Rowdy Burns Days of Thunder colors.
Actually had the number 51 Nelly Yellow Chevrolet, put that in victory lane. The car that Cole Trickle drove it to victory at Daytona.
And the Daytona 500 the following year. Oh.
And there's the winner of the Cup race right there, Jessica Shelton. And the funny thing is that, Jessica has said that Atlanta hasn't really treated her kindly in a lot of series, but she was able to pull through yesterday and go to victory lane, so maybe things are turning around for her at this track.
But not today. It's not right at the moment, though. Shelton, whom you are on board with, running right now in 39th position. Last lap at 187.2 miles an hour, and I'm sure she wants to, if she stays back in the back, I'm sure she'll ditch this setup for the next race, next time we go to Atlanta. Unless she can move back up through the field, though. And there's Georgia native J.T. Bryant in the number 51. He is back in 39th.
Had a rough race yesterday. Started dead last, ended up finishing dead last. Was caught up in that same crash that Johnny Gardner was involved in. So, really looking for a much better run in his home state.
JT started dead last again today. William Brock is dead last right now, but Bryant with a kind of an okay paint scheme, that gold and black course extra gold scheme. That's a 1991 Mike McLaughlin car. But the good news for he and Shelton both, they're both on the inside lane, so they should be able to make some headway. And Leah Walker goes to the lead now as we cycle back through the field.
3 wide for the lead, by the way.
She goes up the track almost into Cody Lamas, and here comes Benjamin Miles in the 14.
That could have been boom confetti right there for Lamas. Well, I don't know about confetti.
Oh, yeah.
Boom confetti pun.
Seth Cole giving the Ken Schrader colors a good run right now.
Same with Kev Shear driving a Charlie Henderson Oldsmobile. That's almost a 75 Food Country car. Had a few names there. Had a few good big names driving that car, such as Curtis Markham and Butch Miller.
Yeah, speaking of, at one point, Curtis Markham was actually the spotter for Denny Hamlin at one point.
Yep.
But if memory serves me correctly.
As a matter of fact.
And if memory serves me correctly now, Tim Fedewa is the spotter for Kevin Harvick in the Cup Series.
I believe you're right.
So some former Busch drivers from the 90s getting some, making a comeback as taking some behind-the-scenes roles, I guess you might say.
And actually, if I can remember correctly now, Tony Raines was a spotter for Hornish last season.
And we talked about Levi McIntyre. The last time he was about 28. He's now up to the top 10. He and Keith Batson kind of hooking up through the field, and Austin LaPlante somehow still making it, still staying up through the field.
Don't look now, Donna.
Yep, Johnny Gardner now moving his way up through the field now too in the 44 car. He and Henry Samper in the 23. That's Charles's brother.
Charge!
Oh my goodness.
This race is really charged on by. We just completed lap number 20. 33 laps the scheduled distance
20,
here.
20 down and 13 to go. They know it's go time here at Atlanta. Some have made...
And speaking of which, Seth Cole's the race leader right now, but he's going to be getting battled a little bit.
Seth's in a good position right now. If he's out in front, those guys battling for second spot, that'll allow him to pull away. But now they've made it single file up front.
Yeah.
Eric Lee's in the 31 has moved to second. And get Keith Batson side by side with the 99.
Levi
I forget who's in that
McIntyre.
car, but they're race. Oh, Levi McIntyre. Wow.
Levi Mac and Cheese. Oops.
Yeah, Levi's going to kill you for that one, Johnny.
Yeah.
All right, I have to go hide in the pace car now.
but
Yeah, Levi, I forgot he was in that 99 car. That's really bad of me
that's
there.
okay. But here comes Pericles to the inside. He's going to get the push from Batson. Now, let's remember, Batson tested well here at Atlanta in the test session. So he knows he's got a fast race car.
Yeah. Look at Austin LaPlante, though.
Taking the Pepsi cars to the inside.
Up the top.
We're yet to have a repeat winner in both the Cup Series and the Xfinity Series. Austin LaPlante won back at Rockingham, as we mentioned, so looking to be the first repeat winner.
But not as some of the others have anything to say about that, including, well, Zach Flickinger, 21, and then Johnny Gardner in 44. He's moving it up in the inside of McIntyre and Cole and Batson both, but, well, LaPlante just barely squeezed in front of Batson. Ten to go, 9 to go this time by.
Making a little fireworks, perhaps?
Maybe so. Cody Lamas now moving back to the inside lane there as he's now behind the 08 of Madeline Beasley. That is one of the Beasley siblings in this event. And she's taking that Buick for a good ride right now.
Indeed.
Knocking on the door of the top 10 and battle with one of the veterans, Levi McIntyre in the 99.
Up front, I see Seth Cole is able to get back to the inside line. Right there as they battle for the second spot.
He and Zach Flickinger in the 21. Flickinger, another name making its way through the ranks too. In fact, here he comes to the inside, bringing the Chairwine colors to the inside.
A lot of these drivers were in yesterday's Dr. Pepper Cup Series race, so maybe the extra seat time is helping him out in this race. As Seth Cole looks to make it 3 wide for the lead here, maybe.
He thought better of it.
Maybe. No. Thought better of it, though.
Says not right now, but I may get him the next lap possibly.
Not right now. Best to stay in line.
Austin LaPlante, though, is going to spoil that form. And here comes to the inside of Cole for second. Taking the Pepsi cars to the inside. That car will be a Monte Carlo next season, as we showed you in an earlier feature. Just before the top of the race.
Exactly.
And now LaPlante's looking for the race lead.
We change just about.
He's got Johnny Gardner shoving him here, Chevrolet and Oldsmobile on the inside, as well as a Pontiac and a Buick. So 4 of the manufacturers represented up in the top, the first 4 spots in the bottom.
And actually, come to think of it, in August will actually be my, I want to say, close to my 7 years on YouTube, too, so.
Wow.
Plus 7 years since I've been in NR as well, too.
Austin LaPlante to the lead. Can he hold him off and win his second race of the season? Well, about to find out. LaPlante came into this race. He came into this race 26th in the points chase. So several guys
He
are
has
going
to
to
hold
have a
on.
big pick-me-up in
Well,
the points. Oh, here comes Gardner to the inside.
bye-bye.
But don't.
If that 44 car ends up going to victory lane, I can only imagine what the people will say in the
Oh,
comments
boy.
below here. But
Don't look now. Hey, Austin, greetings.
but you mentioned the point standings right there. Got to remember there is no chase in this series, so every single race is important. Got to get the best finish you can. It's all about consistency here, just like in the Dr Pepper Cup
And
series.
Dylan Hughes is going to look for his first win on that wall, because here he comes for the lead, and maybe Madeline Beasley may make a challenge too in a 08 car, and that's an unsponsored car too.
What better way to get sponsorship attention than running up front? Saw what it did for Austin LaPlante.
Yep. 2 laps to go. Can Dylan Hughes hold him off in a Nestle Crunch Pontiac and give it? And that's strange there. Pontiac's got the least of the cars in the series, and it's running, and it's about ready, maybe on the cusp of winning 2 races in a row. But nope, Beasley's going to have something to say about that in the Buick. Here she comes to the inside. Cody Lamas and Kayla Smith's getting into it, as well as Nathan Hudson, 27. The white flag waves, 1 lap remaining. Here we go at Atlanta. Who's it going to be in the Motorcraft 300?
Lamas going to go to second here, maybe. If he wants any shot at this thing, he's going to have to get back.
But he's got the draft of Nathan Hudson to his advantage. Here he comes to the inside. He's got the inside lane on Beasley. Here he comes. Beasley slams the door on Cody Lamas. Lamas to the inside of the track. They're side by side. It's going to be Madeline Beasley winning it.
Another unsponsored car going to victory
2
lane
times
here.
in the first 4 races. Unbelievable. And the first win of the season for the Buick label this season.
Boy, Atlanta is famous for exciting finishes, and it didn't disappoint yet again today.
Had a great finish in the Dr. Pepper Cup race, and had a great finish in the Xfinity race today here as Madeline Beasley, the number 08 Buick, goes to victory lane. That's the Bobby Daughter car she was driving too. Cody Lamas comes from second, 6/100ths of a second the margin of victory. Average speed 185.077. Dylan Hughes comes home third. Good run for him. Nathan Hudson fourth. Where did Kev Shearer come from? Finishing fifth. And he comes in 10th in the points chase, so he's so he's going to move up quite a bit in the points. 6th place will go to Kayla Smith in car number 6. John Arndt 7th, 8th Johnny Gardner, 9th Marty Johnson, 10th position Austin LaPlante. Then Zach Flickinger, Linda Acavito, Seth Cole 13th, 14th Joshua Balkowitz, Nick Pericles, Tony Green, Keith Batson, Levi McIntyre, Dalton Day, and Jeffrey Fenguy, the top 20 in today's events, and move out to reveal some.
Quite a few of the drivers that came in here high up in points did not have a really good day. We saw Jeffrey Fenguy
win for JT. My goodness.
We saw Jeffrey Fenguy coming home 20th right there, and Joshua
Osborne, the
Osborne,
points leader,
23rd.
coming in.
Jessica Shelton way down in a 36 after winning the Cup race today.
Like I said, I'm sure she's going to ditch the Xfinity setup for Atlanta for next time we come here.
So should be looking at a major shakeup in the points once again, like we saw in the Cup race. So be interesting to see how this plays out.
The points will be distributed at the end of the video for this race. But yeah, JT Bryant, he's going to be happy to get out of Atlanta for sure.
Happy to get out of his home state. That is just cruel right there.
NRSL can sure play some cruel things to home drivers. I mean, I had bad runs in Kentucky Speedway, and Johnny's had bad runs at Watkins Glen.
I mean, I've been lucky enough.
And at Pocono.
I mean, I've been lucky enough to win at Eldora, but that's about it there.
I actually won an Xfinity race at Kentucky in Dylan Poteet's series too, like when he had an Xfinity series. But anyway,
I think the best look I had at Watkins Glen was in the defunct Pepsi Racing series at when I started on the pole and came out of there as the points leader.
Wow.
So the race is history here at Atlanta Motor Speedway for the Motorcraft 300. Congratulations again to Madeline Beasley, the winner in today's event, her first of the season and first for the Buick label. And so on behalf of Kyle Matthews and Johnny Gardner, this is James Qualls, and saying so long from Atlanta Motor Speedway. We'll see you at Darlington for the next stop on the tour. So this is the cars we're using for the season 2 of the Dr. Pepper Xfinity series. It's a little bit of a debut here. So just trying to think, and this is not a sign-up video neither. Yeah. But I don't know why the Fords show up as Dodges in some of the mods, but
Yeah, same with the Dodge with the Pontiac logo. I know why that is, though, but it's a weird explanation.
It is very weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember that the Walt car's a Chevy. I remember that. That's the first Jason Leffler car I'm using too, for '99.
Yeah.
Even though we know Andy Hillenberg actually drove it at Daytona. I think it was a silver car. I think that day too.
Yeah, wasn't it because Loeffler wasn't eligible for Daytona?
Right, and Andy Hillenberg took the ride, and then I think
and
still pulled off a good finish actually after being involved in the accordion effect between he, McLaughlin, and Atwood.
Oh, yeah, that was violent.
Yeah. And I think McLaughlin got into it, and Kenseth got into it as well.
Yeah, Kenseth got the wall.
Yeah. And by the way, yes, I can't resist but to put Atwood in there. Thought put Elliott Sadler in there in 29.
Remember that car?
Yeah. Jeff Green, the Kleenex. There's the Harvick Reen cars I'm using.
I like the colors on that one right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that blue. My gosh, that's like actually kind of bright, but beautiful looking.
That was what 08. That was what 10, I think, when he ran those.
I think so.
08, 09, 2010, around that time.
Yeah.
Yes, around that time frame.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course, using the Utter Leffler Great Clips. Yeah. I see.
Ooh.
Of course.
Oh, I like that one.
Gotta have Adam Petty. Gotta have him.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta definitely have Adam Petty in that.
Yeah. Martin Thunderbird. I'm thinking about also doing the Taurus too. I think as a secondary car.
That's not a bad idea to do in between, like the Thunderbird and the Taurus, like it was in like '98, I believe it was.
Yeah. The 70s is my play cars. I'm not using that. I know, big surprise. 72,
Right.
74. Got to have Nemechek in the 87.
Mm-hmm.
There's the other Keselowski car. Something tells me Quentin.
I know for a fact that would be Quentin's car, though. I know that for a fact.
I was gonna say something tells me Quentin's gonna want the 89.
Always like the Racing with Jesus car.
Yeah, I
do
do
too.
too. Mm-hmm.
And I say something tells me Shelton wants this one. That's I think that's Bill Elliott Racing.
Yep.
That's gonna be Shelton's
Ron
car.
It's got the number style.
Yeah.
Yeah. Barfield ran that, and I believe like
97.
90.
97.
Yeah. That's what I would have
Elton
said.
Sawyer, gotta have him. And Trevor
We
Bain.
definitely got to have Trevor Bain.
2010.
Absolutely.
And actually, kudos to Trevor Bain, though. 100th start on Sunday.
Oh, wow.
Awesome.